Nous assistons à présent à l'arrivée du Premier ministre mauricien Sorhanero Jugnot et de son épouse Lady Sarojini Jugnot.
CGS बाराकवडा की कमिश्निंग समारोह में भाग लेने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री सर अनिल जगन्नाथ अभी यहाँ पर पहुँचे हैं। साथ में लेडी सरोजिनी जगन्नाथ भी। कुछ ही देर में भारतीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी यहाँ पर पहुँचने वाले हैं।
Ladies and gentlemen, the chief guest for today's ceremony, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, has just arrived. gentlemen, on behalf of the Acting Commissioner of Police, I extend a very warm welcome to Shri Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, and Sir Anirudh Jagannath, the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, to the commissioning ceremony of Coast Guard ship Barracuda. Sir, we are indeed privileged and greatly honored by your gracious presence on this historic occasion today. History is repeating itself with the commissioning of the new Coast Guard ship Barracuda. Almost 28 years ago, on the 24th of July 1987, the first Barracuda, though a much smaller version, was commissioned, also by Sir Anirudh Jagannath, the then Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius. Whilst both ships bearing the same name would have the rare privilege of being commissioned by the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, they also have in common their origins and linkages with the shipyards of India. Ladies and gentlemen, the formal part of today's commissioning ceremony shall now be marked by the handing over of the commissioning order. May I now request the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius to hand over the commissioning order of the ship to the Commissioner of Police, Commandant National Coast Guard, and the Commanding Officer Designate, Coast Guard ship Barracuda. The Commanding Officer Barracuda would now read out the commissioning order.
Commissioning order by His Excellency Mr. Rajkeshwar Prayag, GCSK, GOSK, President of the Republic of Mauritius. Whereas the Government of Mauritius has directed that the Coast Guard ship Barracuda is to be commissioned into the Mauritian National Coast Guard at Port Louis on the 12th day of March 2015, or as soon as afterwards as circumstances permit. You are to proceed forthwith to commission it. On commissioning, you will be under the command of the Commissioner of Police. May God's blessings be upon the ship and company, hereby entrusted to your command, and may your joint efforts be crowned with success and happiness. Given under my hand this 12th day of March 2015, signed by the Honorable President, His Excellency Mr. Rajkeshwar Prayag, GCSK, GOSK, addressed to the Commanding Officer, Commander Rajneesh Kumar Dalal, Commanding Officer, CGS, Barracuda.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the handing over of the commissioning order, Coast Guard ship Barracuda has been commissioned and placed in the active service of the Republic of Mauritius. May I now request the Honorable Prime Minister of India and the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius to kindly proceed for the joint unveiling ceremony of the Coast Guard ship Barracuda. May I kindly request all our esteemed guests to please remain seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Coast Guard ship Barracuda has been unveiled to the people of the Republic of Mauritius. May I now request the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius to deliver his address.
His Excellency Sri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of the Republic of India, Honorable Ministers, the Lord Mayor, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Commissioner of Police, Honorable members of the National Assembly, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to the Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of India for blessing our island with his symbolic presence, which is not only historic for our country, but also a testimony of the long-existing Indo-Mauritian friendship. Today is indeed a very special day, as our joy is twofold. Firstly, we are celebrating our National Day in the presence of our chief guest, Sri Narendra Modi ji. And secondly, we are deeply honored to welcome His Excellency in our midst at the commissioning ceremony of the new offshore patrol vessel, the Coast Guard ship Barracuda. Ladies and gentlemen, Mauritius, by virtue of its strategic location, has been recognized as the hub for maritime activities in the region for many centuries, and is thus legitimately known as the star and key of the Indian Ocean. In 1968, when Mauritius became a free nation, we had virtually no assets to police the vast ocean at our disposal. Our collaboration with the Indian government in the field of maritime security goes as far back as April 1974 with the acquisition of MNS Amar. This marked the beginning of our maritime history as an independent island nation. The vessel sailed the length and breadth of our exclusive economic zone, endeavoring to discharge our maritime responsibilities in the most optimal manner. History also bears testimony that during my tenure of office as Prime Minister, government approved the blueprint for the setting up of the National Coast Guard on 22nd January 1987. I still remember that together with the then Governor General, we officially set up the National Coast Guard on 24th July 1987. A year later, that is on 23rd November 1988, the National Coast Guard Act, giving the National Coast Guard its statutory standing as an arm of the Mauritius Police Force, was passed in the National Assembly. These initiatives have been instrumental in laying down the foundation of the National Coast Guard. Thereafter, the Coast Guard has been growing at a very steady pace, manned by adequate trained staff with new assets. I must point out that the government of the Republic of India has continuously contributed to the growth of the National Coast Guard through the deputation of seasoned Coast Guard officers, the provision of training opportunities for the Mauritian officers, and the setting up of specialized units such as the Marine Commando, which has been put in place as part of the measures to combat maritime piracy. Today, with the induction of CGS Barracuda, we take yet another step forward to better control our large exclusive economic zone of about 2.3 million square kilometers, including the extended area on the limits of the continental shelf. Besides its normal core of policing duties, the vessel would have the task of bringing the communication gap with our outer islands of Agaliga, Rodrigues, and San Brando. The vessel has come in an opportune moment when the Government of India and the Government of Mauritius have concluded a memorandum of understanding for the improvement of sea and air transportation facilities at Agaliga. The major developments in Agaliga will surely warrant a better link between the mainland of Mauritius and Agaliga, and I am sure that CGS Barracuda will provide that regular and reliable link. India and Mauritius share not only outstanding cultural and economic tie, but also a flourishing maritime partnership. Barracuda is a vivid example of this deep-rooted bond. I avail myself of the opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to the Government of India and the Indian Navy for their laudable support in terms of capacity building and training of our NCG personnel. The Indian Navy played a crucial role right from the initial stage of the project through the project monitoring and overseeing until the delivery of the vessel. CGS Barracuda has been custom designed as a state-of-the-art platform based on the specific requirements of Mauritius to cater for long-range outer island support missions, pollution response, high-speed pirate interdiction, amongst others. Here I will convey my special thanks to the Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Company Limited, Kolkata, as well as the warship overseeing team from the Indian Navy, Kolkata, for the expertise and exemplary perseverance to enable us acquire the vessel which is in front of us. I congratulate the Barracuda crew for the successful maiden voyage of the ship over 3,000 nautical miles through the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, and the Indian Ocean on the way to Portus. This is only the beginning of a long journey towards enhancing maritime safety and security, especially in the combat against poaching of our marine and fish resources, illicit activities in our seas, including drug trafficking and other types of transnational crimes, pollution of our waters, and intervention to cope with multifaceted disaster at sea to save life and property. The National Coast Guard with such platform is better equipped to meet emerging challenges as well as expectations of the public at large in an effective and efficient manner. No doubt, the Indo-Mauritius strategic partnership has scaled to unseen dimension, and I'm sure that we would continue to cooperate in forging this relationship to new heights. I wish to reiterate my personal thanks to Sri Narendra Modi ji, and I am confident that His Excellency will stand by Mauritius in the realization of other several important projects in which we have already embarked under the Indian line of credit, such as the acquisition of 2 waterjet fast attack crafts, the fast interceptor boats, a new Dornier aircraft, and light armored personnel carriers. With the acquisition of such vessels and boats, the National Coast Guard now requires the necessary infrastructure to cater and maintain the assets, and we are hoping to avail of the support from the Government of India for the setting up of the required infrastructure. As CGS Barracuda is being commissioned into active service under the National Coast Guard of the Mauritius Police Force, I wish her fair winds, flowing seas, and lots of luck to all those who sail her. Long live Mauritius, long live India, and long live our friendship. And and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir. May I now request the chief guest for today's ceremony, the Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of India, Shri Narendra Modi, to deliver his address.
Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Anirudh Jagannath Ji, distinguished guests, to our naval personnel from India, our guardian of the sea, who are here today, my special greeting to you. It is a great honor to commission the Barracuda today in the service of the National Coast Guard of Mauritius. Thank you for giving me this privilege. Thank you for choosing India as your partner. This ship has made a long journey from Kolkata across the great arc of Indian Ocean to this beautiful shore. Generations ago, people from India charted that course to a new destination and a new life. Today, Barracuda brings with her the goodwill and greetings of the people of India. She represents our unique trust and confidence. She reflects our partnership that has stood the test of time. She is a symbol of our shared commitment to peace and security in Indian Ocean, our common maritime home. Barracuda is a beautiful ship. She is also very capable and built to specifications of Mauritius. Now, she sails proudly with the flag of Mauritius. She will protect your islands and your waters. She will be there to help in times of distress and emergencies. But she will do more than that. She will also help make our Indian Ocean safer and more secure. In doing so, Mauritius will fulfill an important international responsibility, because the Indian Ocean is critical to the future of the world. This ocean bears 2/3 of the world's oil shipments, 1/3 of its bulk cargo, and half of its container traffic. Over the 3/4 of this traffic goes to other regions of the world. The vast Indian Ocean region hosts over 40 states and nearly 40% of the world's population. It touches Australia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, West Asia, and the eastern seaboard of Africa. It sparkles with the gems of island states. Think of the civilization link, yet great diversity in the vast region. Consider the vast opportunities that it holds. Today, the world speaks of 21st century, driven by the dynamism and the energy of Asia and the Pacific. But its course will be determined by the tides of the Indian Ocean. But its course this is why Indian Ocean at the center of global attention more than ever before. We also see growing global stakes and presence in the ocean. Even this changing world, the oceans hold the key of its fortunes, and we will all prosper when the seas are safe, secure, and free for all. To ensure this will be our greatest collective responsibility. But we will also have to rise to the challenges that are not uncommon in our region. We have seen the tragedy of tsunami and cyclones. Terror has visited us from sea. Piracy has taken toll of lives and trade on a scale that seemed beyond belief in modern era. Illegal fishing and oil spills hurt our economies. We all feel the rising impact of climate change on our coasts and islands. We have also seen that instability and turmoil in coastal and island states can have profound impact on security on the seas. It is the crossroad of Indian Ocean. Since Lothal in Gujarat became one of the earliest seaports in the world, India has had a long maritime tradition. Our cultural footprints stretch across Asia and Africa. We see this in our strong diaspora across oceans. The seas force links of commerce, culture, and religion with our extended neighborhood across several millenniums. Our more recent history has focused our attention on our continental neighborhood. But India has been shaped in more ways by the seas around us. Today, 90% of our trade by volume and 90% of our oil imports take place through sea. We have a coastline of 7,500 kilometers, 1,200 islands, and 2.4 million square kilometers of exclusive economic zone. India is becoming more integrated globally. We will be more dependent than before on the ocean and the surrounding regions. We must also assume our responsibility to shape its future. So Indian Ocean region is at the top of our policy priorities. Our vision for Indian Ocean region is rooted in advancing cooperation in our region and to use our capability for the benefit of all in our common maritime home. It means many things. One, we will do everything to safeguard our mainland and island and defend our interests. Equally, we will work to ensure a safe, secure, and stable Indian Ocean region that delivers us all to the shores of prosperity. And our capabilities will be there for those struck by the ocean ferry or caught in distress on the seas. Second, we will deepen our economic and security cooperation with our friends in the region, especially our maritime neighbors and island states. We will also continue to build their maritime security capacities and their economic strength. 3. The collective action of cooperation will best advance peace and security in our maritime region. It will also prepare us better to respond to emergencies. That is why in 2008, India promoted the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium. Today, it brings together 35 navies of the region. Our goal is to deepen our mutual understanding on maritime challenges and strengthen our collective ability to address them. We also support efforts to strengthen our regional mechanism for maritime cooperation, from dealing with piracy, terrorism, and other crimes to marine safety and natural disasters. India has also started maritime security cooperation with Maldives and Sri Lanka, and we hope that Mauritius, Seychelles, and other nations in the region will also join this initiative. 4. We also seek a more integrated and cooperative future in the region that enhance the prospects for sustainable development for all. We must promote greater collaboration in trade, tourism and investment, infrastructure development, marine science and technology, sustainable fisheries, protection of marine environment, and overall development of ocean or blue economy. To me, the blue chakra or wheel in India's national flag represents the potential of blue revolution or the ocean economy. That is how central the ocean economy is to us. For those who live by the ocean, climate change is not an issue of debate but a serious threat to existence. We must assume leadership in our region and call for a more concrete and fair global action to address the challenge of climate change. Our Indian Ocean Rim Association can be an important instrument for pursuing our vision for a sustainable and prosperous future in the region. We often define regional grouping around landmarks. The time has come for a strong grouping around the Indian Ocean. We will pursue this with a new vigor in this year ahead. There can be no better place to host the Secretariat for IORA than Mauritius. I am pleased that the Secretary General is from India. 5. Those who live in this region have the primary responsibility for peace, stability, and prosperity in Indian Ocean. But we recognize that there are other nations around the world with strong interest and stake in the region. India is deeply engaged with them. We do this through dialogue, visits, exercises, capacity building, and economic partnership. Our goal is to seek a climate trust and transparency, respect for international maritime rules and norms by all countries, sensitivity to each other's interests, peaceful resolution of maritime issues, and increase in maritime cooperation. We seek a future for Indian Ocean that lives up to the name of Sagar security and growth for all in the region. We should be inspired by monsoon, which nurtures and connects us all in the region. We will strive to unite our region in partnership as we were once in geography. An ocean that connects our world should become the pathway of peace and prosperity for all. It is no coincidence that I speak of our hopes for the Indian Ocean region in Mauritius. Our partnership with Mauritius is among our strongest maritime relationships in this world. Our partnership will grow. We will together build our capabilities. We will also train and patrol the seas together. But the foundation of this partnership is larger. It is our shared values and a common vision. It is our willingness to look beyond our own domain to assume our responsibility for the region. Mauritius is a key leader for a secure and sustainable future for the Indian Ocean. We in India are proud to be your partner. Thank you very much and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Prime Minister of India is now proceeding